Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Diddy has scored a major victory in court, and reports are that he is in jail over the moon, excited, running up and down the halls, yelling out, "Take that, take that." Y'all remember his famous catchphrase from his hit songs from back in the day? But I don't think Diddy realizes where he is. Jail is the last place that a man wants to be yelling out, "Take that, take that." Actually, now that I think about it, we know that Diddy's a little freaky deaky. That might be his new mating call. Take that, take that. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all, it's Wednesday morning. We have made it halfway up the mountaintop. Hump Day Wednesday is finally here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in a good mood. All right, I have three lead stories. We're going to kick it off by talking about Diddy having a major win in court, Bianca embarrassing Kayne West, and the Donald Trump administration is in big trouble after leaking highly classified information. In quick news, we're going to talk Sexyy Red, Tesla, Joe Rogan, American Airlines, the Uptown Downtown Challenge, Lamar Odom, Steph Curry, Ben Affleck, J-Lo, and Sean Kingston. As always, we're going to close out the show with comments of the day, social discussion, question of the day, and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this Wednesday show. Let's go. Our first lead story. Judge dismisses Little Rod's RICO and emotional distress claim against Diddy. All right, I know y'all have Diddy fatigue, so do I, but to be fair, when these cases came down, we all talked about them and wanted to know. So when they're getting dismissed, I think it's only fair that we talk about them with the same amount of energy. So a New York judge has partially granted and partially denied a motion in the case against Diddy, dismissing 5 of the 9 claims brought by music producer Rodney Little Rod Jones. The court dismissed several claims, including RICO, negligent, and intentional infliction of emotional distress and breach of contract, as well as Trafficking Victims Protection Act, which is the TVPA, claims against Combs Global, citizens and plaintiff agreements, and counsel conduct. The judge also warned Rodney's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, about filings containing inaccurate legal statements, accusations, and personal attacks, cautioning that further misconduct could lead to sanctions and disciplinary actions. While some claims were allowed to proceed, the court emphasizes that they only need to meet the plausible, not probable standard at this stage. No evidentiary filings have been made, and the ruling does not address the case's merits. All right, so basically, this case is going to be completely thrown out. That's basically what this is saying. I have heard that a lot of these cases are starting to crumble behind the scenes. This is the first one that's coming up, and there's supposed to be a lot more that's coming. Every time we talk about civil cases, I tell you guys the same thing. The burden of proof is a lot lower to get them started, not like federal. However, at the end of the day, it's still court, it's still trial, and you have to come with some evidence. So to get these cases started, not much, you heard them, it just has to be probable or plausible, meaning that it's able to have happened, it's imaginable to have happened. But now we're starting to come to the point where we got to start bringing the receipts, like I always say, right? If you don't have receipts, I don't want to hear about it. 5 of the 9 have dropped. They haven't even decided if this case has any merit. I dug up this last post that we heard about Little Rod, and the headline was, music producer Little Rod says he has no source of income and must disguise himself in public after suing Diddy. No source of income, suing Diddy for civil suits. I'm not saying that Diddy's not guilty. I'm just saying is that a lot of these cases we all knew or assumed that they were money grabs. They're starting to fall by the wayside. That's why every time I talk about these civil suits, I'm like, I'm going to report them. I'll talk about them. But for me, cannot wait for, I think it's May the 12th now is the new date, May the 12th till the federal cases start, because that's we know already has evidence. You have to have a good amount of supporting evidence to do what they did to Diddy, raid his house, arrest him, and keep him in jail under bail. Again, not saying that he is guilty, because we have seen with, for example, Young Thug, where they did the exact same thing. They held him for 2.5 years and he got off with probation. So still, up in the air, but I just cannot wait for the trial. And I'm done with the civil suits and all of that stuff, because 80%, 90% of them are going to crumble. They were all hoping that they would end up like Cassie and that Diddy was going to pay them off. He's in jail. He's losing all kinds of money. Maybe if he does get out, it will be something that he'll look into. But as of now, they're all falling apart. So let me know what you guys think about this. Again, just want to make clear, I'm sure there are some civil suits that do have merit. I'm not taking anything away from the victims. I'm just saying that I've heard that a lot are going to be falling by the wayside. I think we told you last week about 2 that dropped, or 3 that dropped. And also Tony Busby, he himself had to drop out of 15 of Diddy's cases. Yes, he says that another law firm is going to take them up, but that's what these lawyers are going to do. And just remember, this Tyrone Blackburn, he just got notified from the judge, like, hey, be careful of what you're doing out here. So these judges are starting to be very, very hard on the lawyers that are filing these suits that they got wind. There is some speculation out there. That Jay-Z, I'm trying to be careful what I said, that Jay-Z, when he decided to go after Busby, he made it indirectly easier for Diddy to get some of these cases dropped too, because of the stink that he made in the judicial system with the judges and things that were going on. And when he was going after Busby, he indirectly was going after a bunch of other people in the area, and this is why some things are falling. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our second lead story. Bianca Censori allegedly wants to leave obsessed Kayne West, but he controls so many aspects of her life. All right, y'all remember last week when I told you about Kayne West running off to Japan because he's afraid of Jay-Z and Beyonce? Well, for the first time ever, Bianca is not by his side and she is not listening to nothing he is saying, and Kayne West is livid. Let me get through this and then I'll spill the tea of what I'm hearing in the background, all right? So Bianca Censori is frightened of Kayne West and has been struggling to get free of her husband's grip, a source close to the couple told Page 6. Amid constant rumors of unrest in their marriage, the source says, I think Bianca wants to break up, but it's not easy. Kayne controls so many aspects of her life. Things may be changing, however, as an insider said on Monday that West, who is 47 years old, is now in Japan, while Censori, who's 30 years old, remains in Los Angeles. The pair has been bouncing around LA hotels for the past few weeks after spending the majority of the past few years in Japan, sources say, and the last time they were pictured together in public was in February in West Hollywood. Page 6 is told that Censori recently fled to a different hotel of her own, only to be lured back. Censori went to another hotel and somebody narked her out, the source said. He sent the security guards over and wouldn't leave her alone. This was about a week ago. Now he's left town. She's living under this aggressive situation, the source says. She's got to run, but he's obsessed with her. It's been hard for her to get out on her own and move around. TMZ reported Monday that Censori has moved out of the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles, where she had been staying. Censori wed West in December 2022, and the pair has been living a shared life like an art project while working together on Easy.com, which is no longer hosted on Spotify after Kanye did some things that were wrong. She also has money, art, and fashion projects lined up with Kayne West. The tipping point in their relationship apparently came when Censori posted in a see-through mini dress at the Grammys in February, stoking speculations that West had ordered her to wear the outfit. Although friends told Page 6 that Censori, who hails from Australia, is her own woman. As Page Six revealed over the weekend, his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian, is poised to apply for sole custody of their children, North, who is 11, Saint, who is 9, Chicago, who is 7, and Psalms, who is 5. This coming after Kanye West posted a song featuring both North and Sean Diddy Combs, who's currently incarcerated on R-worded charges, which he has denied. Page Six has reached out to reps for West, but they were declined. All right, a couple of things to note here. One, I don't know why articles keep on saying, or people keep on saying that that Grammy dress was the catalyst that, took things over the edge. Bianca has been dressing like that since we first saw her in 2022. So it's why does everybody think the Grammy night when we saw her like that, that was the thing that she didn't want to do. She's been photographed. If you Google Bianca, just Google her, you'll see her in an outfit similar to that 20 times. That's what they've been doing. Kanye West has her around for that reason. So paparazzi takes pictures and that he can get into the algorithm, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So even this article, finally, shout out to Page Six, they alluded to the fact of her friend saying she's her own woman. Kanye is not going to make her dress anyway, all right? She's actually a fashion designer. She's actually also an architect. She's actually really smart. And she works on fashion. So those are her fashion choices. Of course, Kanye West loves it, okay? So let's just put that to bed. Now, to the T. So I told you guys last week about Kanye West not just deciding to go back to Japan, running to go back to Japan. There's going to be an interview that's going to be dropping maybe even today or tomorrow from Academics, all right? DJ Academics. He has even attested to this, that he was set up to have the interview with Kanye West. Academics lives in Jersey. He flew to LA. They were supposed to have the meeting. He called Ak and is like, yo, I have to leave now. Sorry. Ak was like, hey, I flew my whole crew. Everyone's coming. He's like, yo, if you want to interview, I got to be out of here by 10. That's how afraid of Jay-Z Kanye West is. He was out. When you see the interview, when it hits, Academic says it's not a sit down on a couch chilling. It's literally Ye packing in his hotel room, and they were moving literally like documentary style as Ye is going to the airport. That's how afraid he was. Now, with that fact being proven, it makes things even worse that Bianca now is taking this opportunity while he can't sit down and dictate to her, hey, you're on the run. This is the time when Bianca was like, all right, cool, I'm not coming with you. And Ye is going crazy from what I heard. He is totally losing it. He feels embarrassed. He feels humiliated. He feels just all kind of ways. And it's like, maybe for the first time ever, Ye's inner circle is crumbling around him. We all know that the Adidas, the Nike, the Spotify, all of these platforms, except for X, because Elon has got to be Elon, has kind of denounced Ye and he's on his own. Now this is our first sign of his inner circle. There's apparently two other things, which I'm not even going to say right now, but two other people that are normally with him, they have chose not to go with him. Now, whether it's because they're afraid of Jay-Z or the things that Jay-Z is apparently planning, I don't know what it is, but this is the first time his immediate circle, his own wife is like, nah, I'm not going nowhere with you. You go on your own. She is always by his side. This is crazy to me. Ye's inner circle is allegedly crumbling around him. If he loses that inner circle, he has nothing left. That's just everybody is abandoning him now at this point. So, like I said, that interview was dropping. He's not really going to allude to anything in that interview. There's nothing about Jay-Z. It's, he's just doing Ak a favor and talking. He's going to just talk about this crazy stuff he's been talking about for the past couple of weeks. But Kanye West running to Japan. His wife is not with him. Two other important people on his crew are gone with him. It may be Kanye West's last straw, and his inner circle might be breaking down on him. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. There will be some more things that come out about Kanye West and Bianca a little later on this week or maybe next week. Might be over for Ye, man. What y'all think in the comment section below. Our third lead story. Journalists accidentally added to a group chat by Donald Trump's security advisors where members of his cabinets were discussing highly classified WAR plans and operations. How does this happen? I don't get it. Anyways, the two people who I've been trying not to talk about, Diddy and Trump, boom, they're back in episode 470. All right, let's get to it. Feels like old times, huh? All right, let's get to it. The White House is being questioned on their handling of highly classified information after Donald Trump's security advisors made a huge mistake. According to CNN, journalist at The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, published a bombshell article sparking outrage from current and former national security leaders. The article, titled "The Trump Administration Accidentally Text Me Its WAR Plans," detailing the experience, stating that Donald Trump's own security advisor, Mike Waltz, added Goldberg to the message chain on a commercial messaging app. I think it was Slack. He states that he was privy to everything, including plans on the Yemen things that were going on over there before it even happened. The group chat included people like Vice President Mike Pence, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. I cannot pronounce his last name, sorry. I heard people like on CNN and Fox having problem pronouncing it, so give me some grace. Sorry. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Goldberg said he saw everything from the timing of the attacks and the officials congratulating themselves after the strike. For obvious reasons, this is extremely alarming. Many government officials are outraged not only about the journalists being added, but the fact that the plans aren't being discussed on a secure platform. It's believed that this incident could have a domino effect and puncture trust in the U.S. partners and allies. Shockingly, Vice President Vance also questioned if Trump was even aware of the impact the strike that he cleared. He claims Trump's actions were inconsistent with his messaging. A little bit of trouble in paradise with Vance and Trumpy Trump. It ends off by saying they broke every procedure known to man about protecting operational material before a military strike. You have a total breakdown in security about a military operations, a former senior intelligence officer said. All right, more shocking than even that, which is hard to get more shocking. Listen to what Donald Trump said when they asked him about it. Take a listen.
Your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what? Tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. Anybody else? I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about it.
All right, listen, new rule of thumb. When Donald Trump says, I don't know anything about it, that means he's completely lying. Because there's no way, there's no possible fathomable way. I can't talk today. There's no way that Donald Trump doesn't know. That's impossible. He is the president of the United States. The second that article was published, 20 people had to run to him. It's just impossible unless he found out right in the middle of that press conference, which, come on, they would have just said, hey, it just came out. I just got this alert. That's impossible. It's the same thing when they asked them about Derek Chauvin being pardoned. I don't know anything about it. And that's the same thing he said when they asked about, sorry, I cannot talk today. Oh, come on. The Tate brothers. I don't know anything about the Tate brothers. I don't know anything about Derek Chauvin. I don't know anything about this article. It's impossible. And we do know that Donald Trump stays glued to Fox, CNN, MSNBC, whatever. He is he studies these things. He knows everything about everything that's going on. So I don't believe that he doesn't know this. And I am steadily watching to find out what his reaction is going to be, because he cannot just keep saying he doesn't know about it, right? So he obviously just didn't have a coordinated response yet. They didn't know what to say because, Trump doesn't want to ever admit to any mistakes. That's just his personality. I'm not dragging him. That's just how he is. So they're going to flip this. And Pete Hegseth, I think I did it right that time. Pete has already come out and said there was nothing put out. There was no plans, nothing. That's false information. Now, just to give you guys a little nugget here, the reporter has only put out the conversations and not the actual classified information. And the reporter is doing that to do his due diligence to say, I don't want to put out the plans, the WAR plans, or any plans that are classified because I don't want to put anybody in danger. But I am going to show you proof that I was added. So because he is trying to be American and he's trying to be a patriot and keep classified information, they're using that against him and being like, yeah, he was added, but he didn't see anything. It's already been proven by I think somebody in the White House already proven that, yeah, he didn't put it out to the public, but we have seen it. We have certified that you guys did text some of this classified information. But to the public, they're just going to be like, nope, he's lying. But when we know that it's true. So just want to let you guys know that you might hear reports of them saying, oh, no, this journalist is not true. He's not telling the truth. He's not talking. He's not putting out anything. He was only added, but he didn't see anything. The journalist, Goldberg, I think his name is, he literally did America a favor and didn't put out the classified information, and they're using that against him. So I like to see what Trump says. I haven't talked about politics like this in a little while. Just have to remind you guys, this is a Purple podcast. Love you, Linda. I'm not Republican. I am not a Democrat. I'm not for or against Trump or Biden or anything like that. I just call it like I see it. When Biden does something, if Biden would have done something like this, as ridiculous as this, I totally would have dragged them, whether it be Kamala, whatever. I just call it like how I see it. I always try to see both sides. And I would love for Trump to explain this side for me. I will literally come back on here tomorrow and be like, hey, Donald Trump came out and said this, blah, 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 boom, 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 done. There's been people on Fox News, people on the Republican side that said this is wrong. There should be an investigation. Why are they talking on this Slack app that normal everyday people talk on? And why are they even if it wasn't any classified information, why are they talking on that when they could be talking on their classified things that they should be talking on? Anyways, I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you think about this situation? And I will follow up on this tomorrow when Donald Trump says something. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Our fourth lead story, Jasmine Crockette responds after backlash for calling Greg Abbott Governor Hot Wheels. She says, I wasn't thinking about the governor's conditions. All right, Jasmine Crockette is responding after receiving backlash after calling Governor Jasmine Crockette Hot Wheels. This occurred during a speech at an event organized by the Human Rights Campaign, which has caused widespread criticism online. While some people defended Crockett, she cleared the air by saying her comments weren't meant about his disability. She says, I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles he uses to transfer migrants into communities led by Black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable. That is what Jasmine Crockette tweeted. All right, I have her whole tweet, but let's just go to the video in case you haven't seen it yet, and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Take a listen.
Because we in these hot-ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot mess, honey. So yes.
Now, Jasmine, I like you. I like your brash delivery. I like how upfront you are. I like the comments you say about the Republicans. You need to be giving the Republicans the same energy. I like you on the Democratic side. Democrats are normally like political or whatever. You say what you want to say. However, sorry, I don't believe this. I believe that you said you were making comments about him and his disability. That's just how it comes across. I'll read you her tweet, but I think you should have just doubled down and just continue saying whatever you were saying and just taken the backlash, because this is going to be hard to get over. Jasmine said, I wasn't thinking about the governor's condition. I was thinking about the planes, trains, and automobiles he uses to transfer migrants into communities led by Black mayors, deliberately stoking tension and fear among the most vulnerable. Literally, the next line I said was he was a hot mess, referring to his terrible policies. At no point did I mention or allude to his condition. So I'm even more appalled that the very people who unequivocally support Trump, a man known for his racial insensitivity, nicknames, and mocking those with disabilities, are now outraged. Jasmine, Don't know how you're going to get out of this one, yo. Here are some comments that people have said. Stop with the performative outrage, MAGA. You are not offended by Jasmine Crockette calling Greg Abbott Governor Hot Wheels. You had no issues voting for an R-worder, habitual liar, and felon into presidency. I thought y'all liked it when people tell it like it is. Yeah, they do, but then she's saying that she actually didn't say that, so she's backtracking. Double down on if you're going to talk like that or don't talk like that. Another person said, mad about Jasmine Crockette calling him Governor Hot Wheels, yet y'all laughed at this. Sit down, MAGA. All right, this is just a screenshot, but the video is of Trump, when he was mimicking that guy, or not mimicking, but mocking that guy with disabilities. Has a strong point, but if Trump was wrong then that means that Jasmine was wrong now. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, oh, you were mad at this, but not mad at that. Well, what was your opinion to Trump when he was doing that? Did you like it? And if you didn't like it, then you shouldn't like what Jasmine did. Can't have it both ways. What's another thing here? Here's another one said, I don't use this word often, but Jasmine Crockette is truly wicked. To call Governor Abbott Hot Wheels is cruel and speaks to your lack of character. So there you have it. Difference of opinion. Leave it to you guys in the comment section below. When you're wrong, you're wrong. Like I said, whether you're Republican or Democrat, I know she's trying to make this excuse that she was saying referring to trains, but it's if you would have said that on stage, and if somebody has the rest of the speech that she could send me that alluding to, yes, Mr. Hot Wheels, the fact that he sends trained planes and automobiles, no problem. But you cannot say that and then say, oh, he's a hot mess, and then continue and then come back and be like, yeah, I was referring to this. That's what Trump does, and then we drag him forward. So, Jasmine, as much as I like you, until I see any more receipts, until further notice, you are wrong about this, and you should and you owe him an apology. That's just my take. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my Wednesday bell. Oh, my voice cracked there. Ring my bell. Our first quick story. Sexyy Red says she believes she's the most hated female rapper. Aw, don't feel like that, Big Red. Do y'all agree? Sexyy Red says she's the most hated female rapper in the game. Speaks on her commentary from the public. Speaks on the commentary from the public. Here is a clip from Little Red. Take a listen. Little Red. Sexyy Red, take a listen.
Sexy, I'm telling you, dude, you like one of the people, your personality, though, is contagious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cool, but you do hear, or do you see the hate, too?
I feel like, I ain't gonna fake it. I said this, though. I feel like I'm the most hated female rapper. Like, they hate on me the most.
Yo, it's crazy how much she looks like Young Thug. It's literally, they look like twins. You guys know I try to big up Sexyy Red every time I can. Red, hold your head up. Like, these people are just hating. There should be all different genres and types of music. No, Sexyy Red is not a conscious female rapper. No, she's not going to walk around with a bunch of clothes on. She's not Erykah Badu. She is who she is. Since the creation of hip hop music, there's always been people that have different takes. There was the, conscious backpack. Then there was that West Coast that was coming out in the 90s. There's always different kinds of music. Female rap, of course, is going to be the same way. That's why she gets so much hate. Her, Sukiana, they do that ghetto trap music and we're always twerking. That's part of the culture, man. So I do agree with her. I don't know if she's the most hated. I do agree with her, though, that she gets a lot of hate and it's not deserved. She makes good music. She makes fun music, music to dance to. Is it great for your teenagers? No, it's not. But so there's a lot of movies and there's a lot of other stuff that are not great for them either. I think it should be up to the parents to parent their children. And I don't think it's up to artists to do that. She's a grown woman with children of her own. She can do whatever she wants. So stop hating on Big Sexy. Our second quick story. Tesla has lost nearly $1 trillion since December 17th, 2024. It's crazy. Tesla has lost $945.16 billion since December 17th, with its market cap now sitting at approximately $732 billion down from a high of $1.6 trillion. That's a 56% decline. Amidst a combination of factors, Elon Musk's political involvement has sparked protests and boycotts, damaging the company's public image. Additionally, Tesla has faced a significant drop in sales, particularly in key markets like China, where sales have plummeted over 50%. Meanwhile, growing competition in the electric vehicle market has put pressure on Tesla's dominance. With these changes, many are left wondering if this marks an end for Tesla's remarkable growth and if the company can recover. Wow. Every day I tell you guys something about Tesla. It's amazing to me, man. One of the biggest success stories ever in American company history, and equally as it went up, it has gone down in historic fashion as well. A couple of people have asked me what I think about this, and I think if Tesla can recover. Listen, there are amazing EVs coming out of China, so that's a lot of it. I have also looked into a couple of companies that have gone on to endorse or do political things and have suffered. And I was reading an article that after 6 months, it kind of dies out and then the company makes it back. I think that may have been true 5 or 10 years ago. I think nowadays, I think it's very, very different. I think that it's so much more easier to organize now than 5, 10 years ago before the social media wave. And people are not going to forget. And people are going to constantly remind. People are constantly going to post. People are constantly going to organize. Will we see this Tesla boycott in a year from now? No, I think that will die down, but I don't think it will ever be forgotten about. I think it will still make its way back in, but there's so many people now that I speak to that are like, yo, I will never drive a Tesla. Like, I'll never be seen in it. Not even the fact of their opinions with Elon Musk or whatever, but just the fact that now Tesla is been known to represent a mind state of people. Like, it's now become a symbol for MAGA people. And even somebody like me, who I have no problem with MAGA people, I'll be friends with a MAGA person. I'm on both sides all the time. I'm still not going to drive something that represents that. I know they didn't make it to be that way, but indirectly now that symbol represents that. So no, I wouldn't buy it. I mean, I'm not an EV guy anyways. I'm not, I would kind of interested in them for the environment and everything, but I don't have one right now. If I ever look to one, I'm not going to look one that represents something that I'm not. I think that's where Elon made a huge mistake. I talk about that in my book about branding and how to be careful not to attach yourself too close to branding. I won't get too into it, but somebody like Steve Jobs, how he was so attached to Apple when he was going through, Steve Jobs would just go into the hospital and the stock would go down. You know what I mean? So you have to be very careful. Somebody like Richard Branson, the founder and CEO of Virgin, that was, to me, the best job of being attached to your brand, but not literally like every move you make, the stock goes up and down attached to the CEO. So, Elon made a huge mistake with that. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Tesla and their money that they're losing and if it will continue. Let me know in the comment section below. Our third quick story. Joe Rogan catches heat for joking, saying he'd rather go to Russia over Canada. Joe Rogan won't be calling UFC 315 in Montreal because he refuses to visit the 51st state. I'm just joking. Take a listen. Here's a clip.
Well, man, I'm super impressed.
Montreal, UFC 315, May 10th.
I won't be there. I don't go to Canada anymore. I don't. No, nor should you. No, discipline. Yeah, I'd rather go to Russia.
Now, a lot of people forget that Joe Rogan is a comedian and this could have just been a joke. But for argument's sake, let's just pretend it's not a joke. This is not very surprising to me. Joe Rogan has been talking about Canada since 2020. That whole trucker thing, he's been talking about Justin Trudeau. He hasn't been saying very positive things about Canada for years. So it's not very surprising. And now with the whole 51st state and the American anthem being booed and the Canadian anthem being booed, etc., there's a lot of Canadians that are like, I'm not going to the US. I heard a report the other day where tourism is down in New York City, in LA. A lot of hotels are vacant because a lot of people don't want to travel to the US right now. So is it really that shocking for an American to say, listen, I don't want to go to Canada right now? Not very shocking. Obviously, the thing that I think has made people upset is the comment about Russia, but he's not going to Russia. That part was a joke. You know what I'm saying? He said, I would rather go, which is just a joke. So I don't really take it too seriously. And the fact of him not wanting to visit Canada is no different. I've been saying to you guys for a couple of weeks now, this whole booing of Anthem thing, I think is so wrong. It's just dividing us as a people, and it just makes no sense. I totally understand if you don't agree with the terrorists. I also understand if you don't agree with the government. I totally get that. I also understand that if you're Canadian and you don't want to buy, American products because I get the tariff argument. I get it. But to say you're not going to go visit a country, and I get that's still stimulating their economy. I get it. But I just feel like that you should keep, my opinion, I feel like you should keep your government thoughts away from the actual people. So for Joe to say, I don't want to go and visit Montreal, I don't want to go into that country, I think it's a little just not how I want to look at it. You can have your opinions of the government and Trudeau as much as you want, but still, visit the place. But I'll leave it up to you guys in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. Our fourth quick story. United Airlines flight makes U-turn 2 hours in after pilot forgets passport. Passengers get a $15 meal voucher. Okay, you guys know I'm obsessed with all this airplane debacle that's going on. This one is not as bad, but I had to tell you about it anyways because it's too much. A United Airlines flight bound for Shanghai had to turn back mid-journey after the pilot realized they didn't have their passport. The flight carrying 257 passengers departed Los Angeles International Airport at 2 p.m. on Saturday, March 22nd, for a 13.5-hour trip to China. After nearly 2 hours in the air, the plane turned around and landed in San Francisco. A passenger vetted on an X about their experience. This prompted United to apologize and issue $15 meal voucher to those on board. A replacement flight with a new crew departed San Francisco at 9 p.m., landing in Shanghai just before 1 a.m. local time. United confirmed passengers received additional compensation for the disruption. Oh, okay, at least United confirmed that passengers received additional compensation. But what is the additional compensation? Tell me. And was it really for the passport? How come you guys had to change the flight attendants? Was the same pilot? What's really going on, y'all? This is nuts now. The passport. Anybody in LA? At the LA airport? Anybody in LAX? Anybody in San Francisco airport? I don't know what the name is there. Anybody that works for United Airlines that watches this podcast, send me a DM, comment below. Let me know what's really good, man, because I'm scared. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Our fifth quick story. Who hit the Uptown Downtown challenge the best? All right, new challenge alert. Y'all know I'm here for a good challenge. Kai Cenat, Clarissa Shields, Jess Hilarious, and Dwight Howard hop on the Uptown Downtown challenge. Who moved best? All right, so we'll play. Let's go first with Clarissa Shields. Take a look. Well, I can't play the music. Well, I'll put other music. Take a look. All right, the video does not hit as good without the real music behind it, but for YouTube's sake, I cannot put that on for copyright reasons. We're going to put it on our Instagram page, formerly Out Loud. By the way, that's our new Instagram page where videos that we can't put the full music or that has swearing or whatever, we're going to put it out there if you guys want to see the whole unedited thing. So you can check it out there. Anyways, I think that we could unanimously say that Dwight Howard was the ultimate worst. He was horrible. And of course, Kai Cenat did it the best. Clarissa was also good too. For her being an athlete, a boxer, she has really most athletes don't normally have like, you ever see those like end zone dances are always awkward and stuff. So shout out to Clarissa, but Kai Cenat is my winner and Dwight Howard was 100% the worst. Let me know if you are hitting the uptown, downtown and who you think did it best. I'm telling you, if I wasn't sitting down, I would destroy and fully win that uptown, downtown challenge. Our sixth quick story. Lamar Odom takes it all off, gets his Cookie Monster lasered, and plans to be fully hairless this summer. Why are we talking about this? Lamar Odom said, "Smooth is the move." What do y'all think? Here's a video. Y'all ladies weigh in on this, man. I got nothing to say. Here's a video.
She already started. You probably gonna have to do the whole...
Okay, maybe I overreacted. It's not so bad. I mean, he's just doing what women do. Instead of, doing the shaving once a week or twice a week or whatever, he's just getting it permanently removed. Man, the man likes it smooth and clean. Hey, do your thing, Odom. Ladies, weigh in below. No, man, I don't want to hear your feedback on this. Ladies, do you like this? Do you think men should be doing more cosmetic procedures like this? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Our seventh quick story. The shot that went viral by Steph Curry didn't even go in. All right, remember when I told you guys about this shot that I was like, even if it did go in, like that's so fluky. There's no way that he could make that even one out of another 100 times. So happens, it didn't even go in. A new angle of Steph Curry's shot reveals the ball didn't actually even go in. I have a little clip. Take a look. How embarrassing. But here is a clip from the original for those of you who forgot. Take a look. I mean, Steph Curry still is always going to be the greatest shooter that God ever created. However, like I said, even if it went in, it would just be a fluke. You know what I mean? Lightning's got to strike at some point. Our eighth quick story. Dawn Robinson responds to Jermaine Dupri's comments about her being homeless and having an assistant. She says, usually artist to artist, we don't attack each other like that. Dawn Robinson opens up about being homeless and explains that she chooses to be in her car and live in there. She also responds to Jermaine Dupri's previous comments, admitting that his words shocked her. The singer added, he doesn't even know my story and he shouldn't assume. I don't think Jermaine Dupri meant anything by it. He said the same thing that I said, just trying to clarify that she is making a choice to live in her car. She said she's filming content. She's a content creator now. She's doing a YouTube channel and she wants to experience life from her car. And I said to you guys, like, yo, follow if you want to follow, but I mean, just take it with a grain of salt. Like, how are you supposed to have a daily vlog from living in your car and you're not really homeless? Like, I think it took away from it. She didn't lie about it. She said it, but she knew the way that she delivered it, it was going to make the story go viral and people were going to miss that part. Like, she knows what she was doing, regardless if I called it out or Jermaine Dupri. The story was, oh my gosh, Dawn from En Vogue is homeless and she's living out of her car. And everybody was like, oh, let's go support her or whatever. Anyways, here is a clip from her just admitting it herself. Take a listen.
You had been thinking about it and you said, I want to do this car life thing.
I said I did research, which is crazy. It's like it's almost like people think that I was just like thrown into car life and she's just homeless. It's not that at all. I made a choice. Like I said, I could have stayed at the hotels. It's like they saw what they wanted to see. They didn't see what I said. They made, like I said, they tore it apart and made certain parts like she's homeless. All this,
How could we not assume from what we see, Don? Like, you're sitting down in your car saying you're living in your car. Obviously, people are just going to assume that you're homeless. Like, come on, she knows what she's doing. Anyways, let me know what y'all think about this. I tried to warn y'all, but hey, she's at least making the rounds now. Like, as she's there promoting her YouTube page, she'd be like, oh, I didn't know what was happening. Like, I didn't know you people would have assumed that. Bro, if I make a vlog from my car every day, you're going to assume I'm homeless, right? Come on. Our 9th quick story. Ben Affleck breaks silence on Jennifer Lopez divorce. He says there is no scandal. All right, if there's no scandal, then why is there this a story? We're making stories that there's no stories now. Jennifer Lopez filed for divorce from Ben Affleck August the 20th, 2024, right on the second anniversary of their Georgia wedding. For months, folks have been speculating, putting together clues, awaiting for them to speak out. Now Ben finally breaks his silence and is giving fans a little bit of insight. In an in-depth and honest GQ cover story for the April issue, Ben opens up for the first time about what went down with him and J-Lo. He touches on rumors, addresses on public narratives about their split, and reflects on his role in the 2024 Amazon Prime directory. He says there's a tendency to look at breakups and want to identify the root cause of something. But honestly, the truth is there's really much to it and there's nothing interesting about it, he told GQ magazine. He went on to say about their breakup, there is no scandal, no soap opera, no intrigue. Bro, you trying to really make us believe that you guys, after all this time, after all this back and forth, you guys spin in the block and you divorce after 2 years and there's no tea. You guys just decided, oh, you're out of love. Yo, just say, I want to stay private and I don't want to talk about it. You're going to try to make us feel like there is nothing there. Just say I just want to keep it private. I don't want to talk. Why you guys have me on this magazine? You know what I mean? Like, who put this story in here? Our 10th quick story. Sean Kingston and his mother stand trial for allegedly defrauding victims of high-end goods, including cars and jewelry. All right, do you guys remember, sometime last year when they got arrested? Well, their cases started. I totally forgot about them. The federal fraud trial for rapper Sean Kingston and his mother, Janice Turner, began this week in Fort Lauderdale, where the duo are facing major charges. Sean Kingston and his mother are accused of defrauding victims out of luxury items, including high-end cars and jewelry, through fraudulent documents. The charges they face include 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud and 5 counts of wire fraud. The case traces back to May of last year when both Kingston and his mother were arrested after allegedly stealing nearly $500,000 worth of jewelry and defrauding banks and dealers out of significant amounts of money. Kingston, who was performing at a military base when arrested, was on probation at the time for a separate offense, while his mother faces multiple other fraud charges. Both have pled not guilty. Yikes. Imagine you're out on other charges and you get arrested for new charges. Like, what are you doing? You're not getting out this time. Anyways, here's the video. Take a listen.
Agents raided his Southwest Ranches home where they arrested his mother, Janice Turner. At the same time, Kingston was arrested in California. Now, the allegations are that he never paid certain vendors for luxury items like that television we just told you about, jewelry, cars, even a large bed that a furniture supplier gave him.
Well, y'all know that I'm a Floridian, so I have insight into this. Anyways, joking. Sean Kingston is Jamaican, and so is his mom, so shout out to that, first of all. My fellow Jamaicans. I hate to see my Jamaicans going down. From what I have heard from people out in Florida, their defense is, I am a rapper. People like to give things to me, send things to me, let me have things. And I just forgot to give it back. But they're really the ones that were defrauding me, trying to get me to Instagram things, trying to get me to promote their things. That's the only reason why I had these. I was going to give it back to them. We'll see if that works. This has been apparently going on for years. Like I just told you, his mother has been charged for fraud a bunch of times. But we'll see if this defense works. I don't know. I wish them the best. All right, this brings us to my favorite segment, Comments of the Day. You like my Oprah announcements? All right, the first one is from Crystalline. I don't know if it's Crystalline or Crystal and Jackson. Not too sure, but Crystal says, I always love your shows, Trent. You are the bomb. Sorry, I will always love your shows, Trent. You are the bomb. Thanks, Crystal. Hey, tell me where you're from. Next one is Homesteady Goodness. OMG, I laughed so hard at your intro. I love your show, and I'm proud to be an Out Louder. Let's go. Out Louders unite. What up? Thank you so much, Homesteady Goodness. I was just so happy that you like my intro. I work hard on those intros, man. I think they're hilarious, actually. And sometimes I know they're not funny, but I laugh. So as long as I laugh, then I know it's good. But it's my favorite part of the show. Anyways, thank you for that. I think that was the first time I saw somebody say something about the intros. Anyways, William, and actually there's another person that says something here. Maybe it was just really a good intro. What was it again? Oh, it was with my mom and the purse. Woo! I'm so funny. Anyways, William Booker says, hey, Trent. That sounded a little like Booger. William Booker. Hey, Trent. The funny nickname from my bae is Babble Cabbage. I hope I'm saying that right. We made us official because of it. Microphone Text misspelled it 11 years ago, and we're still going strong. Okay, I love that. Amazing. That's a cute nickname. But you know what's cute about it is that it's personal. Like only you guys will know about it, right? Totally get that. All right. Dawn from Texas had this comment, and I highlighted it because it's something about the airlines. All right. So just stick with this. Hold on. We have some updates. Thanks, Dawn. Dawn says, hey, Trent, Dawn from Texas. You crack me up every single morning. Laughter is definitely good medicine. Thank you. Love the new weekend show. I was a bit skeptical of the change, but I love it. Just remember to be sure to take care of yourself. Don't overdo it. Hey, I love your hair. Wish I had that much volume. All right, hold on. Let's just take a break. I love that you were skeptical and you're like, hey, I won you over. A couple of people have said that. Thank you for that. Thank you for laughing. It's good to know that I can make people laugh. And the hair. Hey, I just wanted to highlight that from, what was it? Michael, what was his name? Michael Joey or whatever, like 2 days ago was trying to hate on my hair. This is like the third or fourth comment that likes my hair, okay? Whatever, Joey. All right, let's get to the most important part. And by the way, Dawn, your hair looks very voluminous in your picture. So your hair looks great too, okay? Love your hair. Okay, this is where we wanted to get to. Man, I'm a little chatty. Also, I wanted to follow up on your story on the pilot that was inspecting the planes. I've been in the airline industry for 17 years. Please no hate, laugh out loud. A pilot is required to inspect the plane before and after every flight. There is an actual checklist they have to review and sign off on before taking over the aircraft. I just wanted to give you some peace of mind. It's not necessarily a bad or scary situation. Hope this helps. Big love from Texas. Woo! All right, that's one thing that I can cross off of my list of what I think the 20 things that have been happening with airlines. But at least that makes me feel good. I personally, listen, I have flown a lot, especially when I had the stores. I was literally flying back and forth to Montreal and Toronto and Vancouver like 3 or 4 times a week. I personally have never seen a pilot walk around and circle an aircraft. But Dawn, you're an Out Louder. I will definitely take it from you. I trust you. All right. Next one is from Me Ray. She tells me at the bottom how to pronounce it. I love when you guys do that. So thank you, Me Ray. She says, hello, Trent, little brother. I love your show and just know you either start or end my day, but best believe you're part of my day. And every Monday I wake up, roll over, grab the remote and turn on your show. You make me laugh every day. Your latest about your mom not punishing you if you drew on her purse was hilarious. I actually spit out my coffee. Whoop, whoop. Yo, go Trent Out Loud. That's 2 people that like my intros. Love that. I have a question. Does anybody use birth control anymore? These men and women don't even like or know each other, but they having babies. And this Anthony Edwards is a child. I love that video of the lady telling her son to put his shoe back. Love that video too. Anyways, miss you on the weekends and would love to have an occasional Saturday, perhaps not from your chair/studio, maybe more casual, like take us with you like a day in the life of Trent. Saturdays with Trent. Ha 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 ha. Let's ask Linda what she thinks. Yeah, Linda is my boss, actually. Hey, Linda. Nickname is Mi Rey, pronounced like Mi Rey, means my king in Spanish. Watching your show from Rosarito, Baja, California, Mexico. All right, I know I butchered that city name, but at least I got the Baja right. Thank you so much. How you pronounce it again? Mi Rey, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Mi Rey. Totally agree with you. These people are out here joking around. Anthony Edwards is literally, it's crazy what these guys are out here doing. Totally agree with that. About the Saturday, I don't know if you missed it, but we do have some weekend and Saturday episodes. Friday, Sunday, we will put out some previews. But maybe you meant what you wrote and you just meant like a completely different show. You can get some Trent Out Loud podcasts. Now, talking about like behind the scenes, Trent living or whatever, I have thought about maybe doing some vlog stuff like that, but I think I want to do that maybe like later on. I really want to work on building this podcast, this concept. And I'm always open to, growing the platform. But for now, I definitely want to just stick with this. I used to do that a lot on Instagram, and it's fun, but anyways, I'll talk about that another day. But I will definitely do it one day, okay? Just don't want to let any secrets out the bag. Just stay tuned. I got you. All right, that is it for the comments. Thank you guys so much for all the comments. Like I say every day, man, I have to say it. I wish I could read all of them. I see all of them. I read all of them. It would literally take 2 hours to read the comments, but you guys are like so funny. The connections you guys have with each other. Love y'all. Thanks for all the comments. We'll do it again tomorrow. Out Louders. All right, this brings us to social discussion of the day. How long after a breakup do y'all take to go on another date? Should there be a grace period? All right, so there was no video for this, so I took a couple of comments and then you guys could weigh in. A lot of it is actually kind of funny. One person said 24 hours. Another person says, I went out on a date 15 minutes after a breakup. Another person said, Aquarius women start going out on dates with another man while they're still in a relationship. Be safe, though. Yo, Aquarius women, is that true? All right. Another person said the day before. That's hilarious. But I guess if you know, like, the breakup is coming and you're just, it's been bad for a couple of weeks and you're just meeting up to, like, pick up your stuff or do like a final goodbye, I guess it's really not that bad. Somebody says, I move on faster than Mexican music. Maybe this should have been question of the day. Anyways, I'll bring it serious. Don't worry. Somebody says, as soon as I stop crying. That was Tamara Mara said, as soon as I stop crying. Another person said, depend on how I feel about the person, honestly. Somebody says, I start taking myself on dates pretty much immediately after a breakup. Okay. Everyone saying the right thing ain't ish. What? All right. Or another person said 30 minutes, a couple of months. I like it not to ruin parts of my life because I'm hurt. All right. All right. I was just trying to read the funny ones, but here, somebody said, actually, I can't read that. Darn it. All right. Let's get back to some seriousness. People are getting a little crazy in here. All right, look, let's be honest here. Seriously, the only grace period is with myself. This is what I was looking for. Somebody said 2 business minutes. 2 business minutes. Woo, all right, sorry. All right, focus. Now, serious for 1 second here. Should you have a grace period after a breakup? Let's really have this discussion. Now, it's coming from a guy's perspective, only perspective I know. And while I understand why there should be a grace period, I don't know if it's necessary to actually have it. Yes, you need to make sure that you're not rebounding. You need to make sure that you're not rushing into something. You need to make sure that you are recovered, that you're healed. And I get all of that. Now, what if you just got out of a relationship and you're meeting your soulmate, you're meeting that person? I just don't like labels. Y'all know me already. I don't like being put in a box. I don't like well, you must take time for yourself. You must take time for this, whatever. Now, I get it, because relationships are a lot of work, and relationships are a lot about, putting yourself aside. So I get taking a break and really pouring into yourself. And the more you pour into yourself during your breakup, the better chances you will have for your next relationship. You cannot love, if you don't love yourself, you can't love somebody else. I totally get it. And you also want to make sure that you're not rebounding and saying, this man or woman did this to me, or they were lacking this, and now I found this in the other person, and that's why I'm going with this other person. I've seen a friend of mine that has made that mistake, and it was bad, where his girl was, wasn't super ambitious, wasn't this, whatever, blah, blah, but, she was amazing, then met a girl that had her own place, had her this, had her education or whatever, but he didn't really love her. He loved this girl, but he went with this girl because on paper she was better. And anyways, I don't want to talk too much about the relationship, but it didn't turn out the way that he had planned. I mean, they're still together, but I think he regrets leaving the person who he is really with. Anyways, having said all that, I think if you are a mature person, you know yourself, you're strong-minded and you're strong-willed. I think that if you meet the person, yes, you shouldn't go out looking for your next date, but I think if you meet the next person and you're of sound mind and body, and you know it's not a rebound, you're not trying to get back at the other person, you're not trying to make up, and you could see, I really like this person. This is somebody that I could be with. I don't think there needs to be a grace period, and I don't think you need to think about the other person. That's another thing. A lot of people are like, oh, well, how's this person going to feel? We broke up. I don't care how you feel. You know what I mean? And if you really actually do care about me, if you know that I'm getting into another relationship, I'm getting into another relationship because I really like this person. And if we're not together, do you want to see me miserable, or do you want to see me with my right person? So I'm not going to be thinking about the other person. And if I do think about them, they should want what's best for me if they actually really care about me. Anyways, I did a really good job of bringing it from joking to serious. Just saying. Y'all know it could be funny, but then I could be actually very serious too. Okay, I'm done. What's wrong with me? Tell me what you all think in the comment section below. A grace period, not a grace period, let me know. All right, this brings us to question of the day. If you get fired tomorrow with no unemployment benefits, how long could you live comfortably? All right, the first person said, I don't live comfortably now, and I have a full-time job. Yeah, that's hilarious. Sorry. Another person said, I've always had a fear of having a laugh attack while I'm recording. Woo! All right. Another person said, I have a husband, so I'm good until I get another one. That's nice. See, that's what I was talking about earlier, man. Having a good relationship, that right person. Somebody says, you said mix the lime with the coconut or with the baking soda. What? Somebody said 5 months. That's how much I have savings set up. All right, that's good. I don't know how to say this. As long as I have something, I'll be all right. And that person that said that was a female. Horrible. Another person said, I could honestly live comfortably for the rest of my life if I'm unalived by Thursday. I can honestly live comfortable for the rest of my life as long as I'm unalived by Thursday. Woo, that was funny. I'm in such a laughing mood today. Sorry, y'all. Another person said 45 minutes. Another person said, I'm going to go stay and live with my mama. Somebody says before or after my lunch break. Y'all are hilarious, man. My favorite thing is the comment section. Somebody says 4 months because rent is paid up in advance. All right, that's good. Somebody says, I'm going to pull an En Vogue, talking about Dawn. Somebody's like, I'm going to go in my car. All right. I won't make it to the parking lot. Somebody says, I'm not living comfortably now. I'll cash out my pension and move to a different country. Another person said 20 minutes. Okay, no, I can't do that. Somebody said about yesterday. 0 minutes. Oh, man, y'all are funny. With my savings, I think 3 years. All right, that's not bad. Hey, if you could live comfortably for 3 years, you have good savings. I hope your money is just not sitting in savings and at least is in some sort of investment that you could pull out slowly. Another person said about a year. Somebody said 3 years. 4 to 5 years. That's amazing. That's really good. All right, can't say that. State job to back up my federal one. Okay. All right. Somebody said I'm set for life. That's good. That's good when you could be like, hey, I'm working, not because I have to, but because I want to, and just adding to the bonuses. Somebody said I'm good for about 10 minutes. All right. Let me know in the comment section below whether you want to answer it seriously or have a joke. Y'all know I'm up for a good laugh. Let me know the situation you're in. I know I've been in both situations in my life. I've been in situations where I have lost my job. I did have unemployment insurance. This is really just making you think, but even after my unemployment insurance was out, it was tough, man. I think I told you guys that story a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember what it was on. Remember the story where I was telling you guys where I was at a club and my girlfriend left with her friends and I had to take a taxi back because we got into an argument and I only had $3 and something cents in my bank account and I had to walk home from the club in the cold. This was in Toronto. It was like an hour and a half. It was freezing. So I have been in both parts of my life. Luckily now I'm in a place where I could be comfortable. So let me know, like I said, jokes or let me know your situation. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to sports news. Juju Watkins carried off the court after an apparent knee injury. All right, well, I grabbed this yesterday. It's official. It is a torn ACL. Juju Watkins is going to have season-ending surgery. Damn. We were just talking about Juju. Was it just yesterday? Was it yesterday's show? It was either yesterday or Monday's show with, remember Jaden Daniels from Washington, the quarterback from Washington. They were sitting down together. People were like, oh, are they together? And then 2 minutes later, Jaden Daniels' mom was sitting there. Yeah, this is the same girl. Juju Watkins, man. The face of women's college basketball, man. The future of the WNBA. And she got injured, man. She's probably going to be out for, depending on her recovery, 6 months, maybe even up to a year. Prayers for Juju Watkins, who was carried off the court and into the locker room after appeared what is to be a lower leg injury. Like I said, it is ACL. Okay, I have a video. I haven't seen this video out yet. This is an angle so bad. You could see how bad this is. Take a look. Oh, if you play basketball, you know how painful that is, man. Oh, if you ever had any sort of ankle injury or leg injury, somebody else got hurt yesterday too. Tatum. I saw Tatum land on his ankle. I haven't checked up on if it's bad or if it's just a sprain or whatever, but like everyone's saying in the comment section, this is the worst thing about basketball. One little push, Tatum just landed wrong. He went up for a three. Well, he didn't land wrong, actually. Whoever was defending him didn't give him space to land. Yeah, he had to, he got foul shots out of it, but who knows? He could be out for a couple of weeks. Who knows what it could be? But anyways, shout out to Juju Watkins. This is really bad, but she's young. She'll come back from this and she'll be fine. But shout out to Juju. All right, y'all. That is a wrap on Hump Day Wednesday. Whoop, whoop. I feel like I'm a little bit more than halfway up the mountaintop now because like my work day is done. Hey, 2 more days till the weekend. Monday and Tuesday are the hardest days. Wednesday, it's like the party is starting. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Wednesdays is like, you know what? You're at home and you're getting ready. I feel like Wednesdays are, I'm getting ready because it's fun to get ready. Get ready. Friday night, you're going out. So Wednesday is like getting ready. You shower, you change, you got your cologne, you're doing your hair, you're looking good. Ladies, got your makeup, you got your heels on, you're feeling good. Thursday, it's like the car ride to the place. You're like, woo, this restaurant's going to be bumping or this club's going to be bumping. And then Friday is the Friday. That's how I'm looking at it. That's my Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just love Wednesdays, yo. Getting ready for the club. Okay, let me stop. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wednesday show is a wrap. Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you guys of all. Why did I put my hands like that? Before I let you guys go, just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trent Out Loud podcast. For my YouTubers who are used to watching the show on YouTube, if you ever have to go on a flight, if you ever have to go anywhere where you cannot access the YouTube app, have no fear because podcast platforms are here. The Trent Out Loud podcast is available on all podcast platforms, and you can download us and take us with you. Just go to any podcast platform, type in Trent Out Loud, the show will pop up. Don't forget to hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. And just like YouTube, we upload daily. We got you covered at all angles, man. You never have to miss me. Now, vice versa, for those people who are used to listening on podcast platforms, thank you so much for the downloads and your support. However, us, the outsiders, we recommend that you come on over to YouTube. Why? Because it's a vibe over here. Trust me. And audio is cool, but you need to see me live and direct and live in color so that you can weigh in on my hair options. Although I have a hat on today, but I digress. Anyways, podcasters, come over to YouTube and hang out here. And let me tell you some housekeeping rules. One, just go to YouTube, type in Trent Out Loud. The show will pop up. A couple of things you're going to need to do to get into the crew. A, you got to hit that subscribe button, obviously. You got to hit that like button. We got to help that algorithm keep algorithming. 3, you got to comment. Regardless of what the comment is, good or bad, on anything that I said here today, feel open to talk. If you don't want to comment or you don't want to talk, at least, hey, Trent, what's up? Or just comment where you're from, because this is a global podcast and we like to see where everybody is living from. It helps keep the community close. We're a one big world, but we're all human and we're all together, right? So it helps kind of just gel the comment section together. Lastly, the 4th thing, this is a bonus. If you really like the show and you want to help us grow the channel, it really helps when you share the episode that you like. So share it with your family, friends, or loved ones. Like I said, it helps with growing the channel, and we appreciate you. For those of you who want to follow me on social media, I'm available on all platforms, and it's always the same handle, Trent Out Loud. I'm most active on Instagram, and on the weekends, I repost your stories I repost your comments in my stories, so you can check me out on Instagram. We've also started a new blog page, Formerly Out Loud. That is where, on Instagram, Formerly Out Loud on Instagram, and that is where we post the long form of our videos or anything that we're playing here that we're worrying about copyright or things that we can't say or that are vulgar or swear words or whatever. We put it all on an Instagram page. So if there's something you saw in this episode that you're like, wow, I wish I could have saw the whole thing, just go over to our Instagram page and check it out, right? Like the Uptown, Downtown, Dance, we couldn't play the song. Go over to Formerly Out Loud and you'll actually see it there if you want to. All right. That is it for me. It is a wrap. I will see you for Thursday's show. I hope that you have a great day, and I hope that we're able to make your day a little bit brighter, and I hope we made you laugh. I'll see you for Thursday, man. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace.